Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica, and in today's video we will be going over how to make do-it-yourself vaginal suppositories. I will be using the neem oil that I made in the prior video. So as a brief overview, we will go over the tools that you will need, how to actually create the molds, and then how to store them. Quick PSA statement, the leaves that I used in the prior video were thoroughly washed and dried. I failed to mention that, and I am just learning how to make videos, so it seemed like more work to redo and try and add that in. So I'm just telling you here, hopefully you wash these together, wash and dry your neem leaves thoroughly before you make this decoction. So then the question is, when do you want to use these? If you are looking to use the neem oil for its spermicidal properties, then you would want to insert one of these suppositories a few minutes prior to intercourse to give it some time to melt. It will act as a natural lubricant and then provide an additional layer of protection from unwanted pregnancy. So with that being said, the suppositories are created with the thought that the person that's making them has access to refrigeration. They need to be stored in the fridge to firm up and for storage. If you live in a place where you do not have access to refrigeration, because this is a very real situation for women all over the world, you can still absolutely take advantage of all of the same benefits. The process is just a little bit different. Store the oil in a dark place. We want to keep it out of direct sunlight. And then when you're ready to use it, again, either before intercourse or as part of a maintenance routine, saturate a cotton ball. And if you don't have access to a cotton ball, then a piece of cloth, something that you will be able to get out. Saturate that in the oil, insert that, let it sit for a few minutes, then remove it and carry on with whatever activities you were planning to do. That, I believe, is everything. So we are going to just hop right in. If there are any questions that you have that I do not cover, please feel free to reach out to me. I am at your service. So without further ado, let's do this. As a reminder, and I will include some type of written disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not offering medical advice. I create these videos for the sole purpose of education and the belief that the more we know, the more it helps us make empowered and intelligent decisions. So again, this face, not offering medical advice. Okay, the tools we will be using today are aluminum foil, scissors, these aren't necessary but they're helpful, neem oil, definitely necessary, some type of pitcher to pour from, a pen or something cylindrical to make the shape of the molds, and something to support the molds once they're made. I used both the egg crate and you can see this little bowl of beans that I also put some molds in just to give you some ideas of things that you can use, and maybe you come up with something else, but just anything to keep them upright when you're putting them in the fridge for them to harden. I also included a spoon as well as a tiny funnel. This might be helpful, but they won't be necessary. So step one will be to make our actual molds. The piece of aluminum foil I'm using is 5 inches by 2 inches or 12.5 centimeters by 5 centimeters. Then just take your spoon, handle, chopstick, or pen and begin to roll it around. You want to make sure that it's tight enough so it will hold its shape and the liquid. So then twist the end really well, making sure that that's as secure as you can. Slide the mold off, et voila. There we go. If you want to make sure that this is going to hold prior to pouring your neem oil in, you can take a little bit of water like I'm doing here and fill it up. It is a bit workish because you are using such a small amount of liquid, but it is nice to know that, ta-da, that is going to hold. For our second option, we have the handy dandy egg crate. You would take the mold, set it inside. You could put several into one spot and there you go. Now it is time to actually fill our molds. So I have the neem oil and I will be carefully filling all of the little molds that we made. I've already filled the one in the egg crate and have that in the fridge where this will now go. And will take about 20 minutes to firm up. Okay, let's see what we've got. I've just taken these out of the fridge. Normally, you would leave these in the refrigerator until you were ready to use one. At that point, grab one out. Make sure to take the aluminum foil completely off. It should come off fairly easily, at least it did for this one. I have used one of these. They are easy to insert and melt within less than a minute. So this should be pretty straightforward and easy to use. And there you have it, your do-it-yourself neem oil suppository. Ta-da. Hiya! Blooper.